My name is Ian Trinidad, and I drive a 1991 Nissan 240SX hatch with a 2JZ.
My name is Cory Liberto, and I drive a 2000 Mustang GT. I'm a mechanic at Lakeshore Automotive.
I'm a carpenter. I install doors for a company that contracts through Home Depot. I do probably 2 to 3 doors a day. Keeps me busy.
Just being with friends and cars together, trying to find something exciting and fun to do together. Really, I started hanging out with some friends that had cars and I didn't have one, and I was riding with them mostly, and kind of caught the bug. And I had some 240s and stuff, and now I've got a Mustang. It seems to be pretty reliable and cheap to operate.
What got me into cars was when I was younger. I lived in New York, the Bronx, New York, and my stepdad had just taken us to some street racing. It was by some warehouses, kind of like in the movies Fast and the Furious, but in New York, and just watching cars go down the street pretty quick, doing burnouts and the excitement and running from the cops and stuff like that. That was pretty fun, but that bit me into wanting to do cool stuff with cars. And then drifting, I forgot, I was watching G4 TV or something, I forgot what it's called, but it was on Spike or something, and they had Kangushi drifting a S13 coupe. It was green, and I didn't think that, I thought it was an Integra at first, but I didn't think that cars could do that. I thought it was just movies, that type stuff. So I started getting more and more into it and reading and watching videos, and eventually bought a 240 to try it out. I don't know, it's unique in its own. People, go to work, come home, watch TV or whatever, and then they have something to put into to show kind of their own self, what they like and what they like about the cars. So I like that our cars kind of reflect ourselves, what we're into and what we like. The drift community, we were all kind of chill guys, there's not really much drama. I like that we're all kind of friendly, even though we don't know each other's names, but we know each other's cars and what's done to it.
I really like just how if you go to a drift event and you don't really know anyone, and you just have a nice car, it's clean, and whether it's clean or not, you're enjoying it, and someone else sees that, you can easily just make a friend, when you don't know anyone. So it's not really a fear. I mean, a lot of people aren't into drifting to just make friends. I drift, one thing I like about drifting is that it's a big social platform there where you can be around people that like to do the same thing you do with cars, and I think that's really what I really enjoy about it, and I think that's what brings us together as a motorsports community. The fact that we're so friendly usually to each other, even to people that we've only met at one event. So. I would say that the worst time that I had was going to the second round of competition I went to in 2017. I think I wasn't the only person that had a horrible time, but so many people wrecked. It was considered the Crash Kings event. My car was almost pretty much totaled, and it's still that feeling of feeling you're done for the week, maybe even for the season, is that's a really bad feeling. But we still drove the car broke, so it's and it still got second place with no front end on the car, and alignment was definitely not alignable. So sometimes you just got to overcome adversity, even though you're presented with some very crappy odds.
Probably the worst experience or first catastrophic failure I've had was drifting at Texmore Speedway and I snapped the rack at the back turn and flew off track. That was probably the most damage the car's taken. Then another time, kind of similar, is I went off track and got this car airborne about 1.5 feet. I'm sure there's a photo or something like that out there somewhere, but the crash was way worse in person than the pictures. It actually hurt my back when I landed, but I just kept going. Drifting is probably the most expensive one, but my other hobbies are like dirt biking, like riding my hoverboard, not my hoverboard, my one wheel, just video games, anything that has adrenaline or excitement I'm into.
So I like to skateboard. I also spend a lot of time cooking, and I really like watching football. You know what I really miss doing that I don't get to do that much anymore is drifting on the streets with all my friends at the same time. It's mainly been at events lately, which is probably for the best, but I do miss the 2 or 3 a.m. sessions. Japan. I would live as close to Evasu Circuit as I possibly could, and as minimalistic as I could. That way I could spend all of my money on gas and tires and kart parts.
I would like to live in Japan. That'd be pretty cool. I would love to learn the language and everything about it. I know it's pretty simple over there for drifting and stuff. There's minimal power, minimal everything, but everything looks amazing over there. Back when I started, it was just pretty basic. All the cars were pretty stock. There was minimal power. You didn't need knuckles or anything, coilovers. When I started, I was just drifting with not even coilovers, and I had like an open diff, and I was just learning to work the car, feel it out. I like that grassroots drifting is just like basic, bare none. Like you just don't need much, and it was an even playing field. There wasn't much power to be fighting with. It's just everybody is out there having fun.
The amount of laps you get, you get a lot more laps in grassroots drifting. Higher levels, they don't really get that many passes. The seat time is really, I think, is what is the best thing, because you really get to enjoy drifting, at that level. Not that it's not enjoyable to go compete in high levels, but all in all, it's really the seat time that matters.
I don't know. So far, I've made mistakes as selling things I shouldn't have, cars-wise. Maybe before going JZ, before going SR, I should have just went JZ. That seemed to have been a pretty big improvement, I feel like, in the car. Probably not worry too much about the body after I got the body kit on, but shit happens. Now I just don't care, just throw it however I want.
Probably change my career. I would switch careers. I kind of been thinking about it. I don't want to work on cars anymore. There's still time. I'm 29. I'm still young. I still have time to make that choice. Better hurry the fuck up. iPhone, for sure.
Android. iPhone, has all that cool antivirus software, but I could put like Nintendo 64 on my Android with an Xbox controller and play GoldenEye and have a bunch of fun still. Can't do that with no iPhone, unless it's jailbroken and specific, whatever, but that usually voids your warranty and stuff like that. I'm a winter person. I hate the heat. I don't know why I live in Texas, but...
Both. I have to pick one. Okay, winter. Ramen.
I probably eat more ramen noodles than peanut butter jelly, but I do like them both. Being a father, I have a 4-year-old child now. His name is Ryden. He's been a challenge his whole life. I guess he has my personality and my energy, so he's just 110% every time. And I like that. He's almost the way I am about doing things. Learns pretty quick. Taught him how to drive a car at the age of 2, ride a bike at the age of 2. He's my little thing I can mold into, being whatever I want. And usually it's pretty good.
Besides cars and drifting, nothing really, honestly. Family, having a family, being a part of my family. I spend a lot of time with my folks. Yeah, I don't know, not anything else other than drifting or cars. Sounds kind of lame, but it is what it is. It's just badass. I want to learn how to speak Japanese. I honestly, I really do want to move to Japan someday and live there. Learning Japanese and teaching kids Japanese is probably what I'm going to try to do for work. Getting a teaching certificate, learning Japanese, and getting rid of whatever stuff. I probably would sell my car and stuff like that too. I wouldn't move. I don't think I would ship this thing to Japan. I would just drive an S13 or an R chassis or something. I think that's something I want to do before I die, and it has to be, it's got to be in the next 10 or 15 years. So making that move, and I think once I do that, I'll probably come home after I've had enough, or maybe I won't. I don't know, but I think that's definitely something that is in my future.
I really want to get back into drifting more. I took a 3.5-year, 4-year break after having my son. I felt like it was the most important thing to do was to spend time with your child for the first couple of years of being born. But 2021, I'm trying to get back into it. I bought a tire machine and a couple other things to make it easier to get out to events and stuff. But we'll see. Hopefully I'll go out there and do every LoneStar event or some Oklahoma events. I just want more track time. I want to succeed just in everything I do. I would love to drift for a living and do car related things for a living, or even dirt bike things for a living, but you have to have a lot of dedication to do a lot of that. I'm just trying to get there, hopefully someday.
I just want to do stuff that makes me happy. I just want to be around people that make me happy. I want to work towards being a happier person. Not that I'm unhappy right now, but I think that I could be happier. And I think that, that's really important to me. That's what I want out of life is true happiness. I'd like to teach someone else, the stuff that my friends taught me, like fixing cars, drifting cars, making cars faster. I would like to hand that down to, it doesn't have to be like a child per se, it could be just a younger person, I don't know. Because my friends were older than me, they helped me out, so I feel like if I did that, then that would be something that I would want to do before I die. Something I would, that's something that it's an accomplishment to do that for sure, but to be wise enough to share some wisdom with somebody.